you guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Okay guys, right now we're on our way back home. We're coming from Dallas, and someone asked me the other day how Jarel and I met, and I thought this needs to be a whole video because like it's a long story. So yeah, so Jarel and I, we have been dating for about 6 years, I think. I think it's going to be 7 this year actually. So we started dating in 2018 actually. Dang bro, that seems like forever. We started dating in 2018, so this year will be 7 years that we have been dating. We haven't been like consistently dating, and what I mean by that is there was a couple of breaks in between. So how Jarel and I met was actually through my brothers. I don't know if I've mentioned this on here before, but I have 3 older brothers. 2 of them used to be in a group with Jarel. They used to play music, like how do I explain it? Like music, like with guitars, like it was just guitars, like back whenever, like Fuerza Regida beginner type music, like Sirreño. I can't say that word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And they had a little group going on, and so Jarel would actually go over to my house, and he would come over to practice with my brothers, or vice versa. My brothers would go to his house and practice there. Hold on, you guys. We stopped at the gas station. We're gonna make a quick stop, and we'll be back with the cheese man. Okay, guys. Now that we're back with the snacks because Jarel was falling asleep. Where did we leave off?
I don't know. I'm gonna ask you that.
Where? Let me check. Okay, I saw where we left off. And then Jarel, he would always come in with the black North Face jacket, and he would always wear these white sneakers. It's because Jarel makes fun of me because I overtalk. I over-explain sometimes, and I overtalk a lot.
I was wearing a black underwear and black socks, and then Jarel saw me, and he looked up, and...
Yeah, and I had braces, and I remember that you had braces, and I was like, oh my gosh, we both have braces. And every time that I would walk in, because like the room that they would practice in, it was connected to my laundry room. So my mom me mandaba a doblar la ropa to fold clothes. And every time I would go through, I had to go through that room. So every time I would go in, like I would like obviously say hi. But I noticed that Jarel would always put his head down, always. Even when he, like they were in the middle of a song, he would always put his head down, and I'd be like, ooh, like I make him nervous. Basically, how we met.
And then she did, and then I posted this, to be honest, on my Instagram. It was that was the bait, and she fell for it. And then we tried to text you, and then you asked me for my snap.
Before that, I remember that I was about to turn 15, I think, or I was already 15. One of those two. I think I was gonna turn 15. My mom had told me, because I was looking for chambelanes, and my mom had told me, oh, dile al muchacho que sea tu chambelán. And I'm like, bruh, like I don't even know him. Like he's not gonna want to, because like I don't even talk to him, you know. And at that time, like I didn't really like. Yeah, I found Jarel like attractive, but I didn't really pay much attention because he was older than me, and I'm like, bruh, like I'm a little girl, you know, whatever. So
I didn't know I like little girl.
Anyways, babe. Anyways, my mom, she actually goes out of her way, and she goes and tells Jarel if he wants to be my chambelán, and Jarel says no. So after that, it was kind of like, okay, like that was embarrassing. Okay. After that, fast forward, we had each other on Instagram, and he posted a TBH, and I slid up. To the shadows I travel. And he was telling me how like we never really talked, and like that should change. Yeah, and I remember that I remember this. I gave him my snap. I remember I told you here's my snap. Oh well, no, you didn't ask for it. But I gave it to you. Eventually, you guys, we started talking. Like, we started texting each other, and I was in the 8th grade. He was in the 10th grade. We ended up talking to each other for like 9 months without anybody knowing. I think the only person that knew was my mom, right? And the only reason she knew that was because Jarel, we would want to hang out, but it was kind of hard because how often did y'all practice? I feel like they would practice a lot at my house or at his house, vice versa. And so it was kind of like a dang, like, when can we see each other? Era like un amor prohibido. Ah!
Amor prohibido murmuran por las calles.
No, but anyways, we would like try to figure out when we could see each other. And so I remember there was a couple of times where we met at the park. Either my mom would take me or my ex-cuñada would take me, and they would take me to the park, and they wouldn't leave. They would like stay in the car, or las dos se iban a, I don't know, a caminar, or to sit somewhere far, and we would sit somewhere else, you know, like they were just strict with me like that. One time where my ex-cuñada actually did leave, she went and she had to drop me off because she had to go do something. And that's whenever we shared our first kiss. Ah! I remember it was like, oh my gosh, no, that was scary because it was my first kiss. I had no idea how to kiss, so literally I was just trying to kiss how I had seen other girls do it in the movies and the novelas and everything. I was eating your face, literally. Eventually, he told one of my brothers, and yeah, like after that we started dating December of 2018. On Christmas Day, he asked me out, and we were at the park. We were dating, I don't know for how long, until somebody wasn't happy and he asked for a break. Why'd you ask for a break? Do you remember? Be honest.
Probably because I just wanted to hold around.
Oh. Because, like, the one thing I did notice about Jarel is, like I feel like he was never, like, as committed as I was back then. Yeah, so we did have a couple of breaks. I want to say at least maybe, like, 3 or 4 times. I don't remember. Ya después, we dated for, like, duramos un rato, y luego, like I said before, my parents were really strict on me, so if I went out one weekend to the baile, and also my bailes were supervised, as in like someone had to take me, like either my brother or my mom, they had to take me to the baile, and I would meet him there. I remember that he had a tocada, because that tocada, he was in a different group. He wasn't were you in my brother's or were you trying to do both? I don't think you were in the group anymore. They had a gig, that night at a quinceañera. It was a quinceañera that like wasn't in town, and so I couldn't go. And literally, like, I remember that night he was like pretty dry with me, but it was, I thought to myself, oh, like he's playing, you know, like he don't have time to be on his phone. The next day, someone sends me a snap, and they're like, hey, are you and Jarel still together? And I was like, yeah, like why? And they sent me a story from this girl, and they're like, oh, it's because this girl, like, she took a picture with him and like she posted it, and like it just seems like y'all weren't together anymore or whatever. And I remember that it was this girl that I just knew her intentions, and like just like for Jarel to go and take a picture with her, he knew how I felt about her, and yet he still went and took a picture with her when he would never want to take pictures with me. And I text Jarel, and I'm like, bruh, like what is this? Like, why would you like take a picture with her? Like, you never want to take a picture with me. And him, like the way that he responded to that situation, it was like a oh well, like type thing. Like, he didn't care. Look at him acting all nonchalant with your seeds. Boba. Basically, I told him, I was like, dude, like that's not fair. Like, you can't be doing that. But he didn't care. He didn't apologize. He didn't do anything. And so ya al último, I ended up breaking things off, and again, he didn't care. And I was like, dang, like this dude don't care about me, like ni modos. So we broke up over text. I remember I broke up over text with him. After that, we were broken up for 3 months. Eventually, we locked eyes at a baile again, and I was up in the front. It was a baile, I don't know if you know the grupo, it's called Conjunto Peña Blanca, and they went and they played, and I was with the girl, and she forgot her phone and she wanted to record the concert, so I let her borrow my phone. You don't know her. I remember that Jarel walked up to me and he asked me if I wanted to dance, and I was kind of like, no, like I don't want to dance with you.
Talo.
And he was like, oh, like come on, like basically he was begging me. And so You were. He says that the song had just ended and people were like going back to their spots, and you could like people were watching us. Like he went over and talked to me, and because I just remember him saying like don't embarrass me like that. Like people are watching. I'm like, bro, people are not watching, but according to him, they were. Anyways, I ended up dancing with him. I know. I ended up dancing with him.
I took her home.
And no, you did not take me home, sir. I don't know why, but my dumb self texted him the next morning because I had seen that he was drinking and crying over me, and I was really. Anyways, long story short, on that day, he ended up going to my house, and we ended up talking things outside his car, outside my house in his car. And I remember that my mom and my brothers were not happy with me because I walked out and talked to him. And so then they came out and they were like, no, like it's time for you to go back inside. And I was just kind of like, no quiero. Cobarde. I'm telling you guys, it was un amor prohibido. And so then, ya al último, my mom was like, no, like she told Jarel, like, you just need to leave her alone. Like, all you do is hurt her and like, blase. And so, yeah, eventually we ended up working things out. My dad did ask for Jarel to come over to the house so that he could talk to him and just like see what his intentions were with me, or like que pedo, like what que se iba a hacer, you know, because it was just too many times that we were just back and forth. Throughout those 3 months, I never talked to anyone like that. I never dated anybody. Like, I never dated anyone else. Yes, I would text other guys, but it was never like I'm interested in you, or like a mess, like let's mess around type of vibe. Like, I was never that girl to do that. But yeah, like I just had like friends, you know, like those 3 months were like, they were like torture. Cobarde. No, for real, I was down. I was really, really sad, upset. Mientras él se fue para México, conoció a otra. Ever since we got back together, we haven't like broken up or anything. Yeah, I want to say that was probably like 2-3 years ago.
More than 5 years.
Dang. Okay, then yeah. We've been going strong for 5 years, no breaks, no nothing. From our breaks, or like basically from our history, what's one thing that you think is like, just like, I guess like a lesson or something? Like, for example, like me, I would say communication, because I would always tell Jarel, like I would always ask him like, what's wrong? Because I could tell that he just wasn't feeling me sometimes. And he wouldn't tell me, no, nothing. And then al último, he would be like, it's because I don't know how I feel about you. Like, I don't know if I want to like be committed like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just didn't know what he wanted, basically. He's actually my first boyfriend. I've never dated anybody else. Him, I don't know about him. He's probably had like what, 1 or 2 girlfriends before me. But yeah. So, I mean, at the same time, it makes sense. Like, we were just kids, you know? And I don't think we've even mentioned our ages. I'm 22 and Jarel's 24. He's going to be 25 in December. I just turned 22 in March. Huh?
That's crazy.
That is crazy. You're 5 years away from being 30 years old. I've posted on my TikToks before about, you know, marriage and like, you know, like choosing the right partner and everything. I make those videos solely based on our experience. Not because, I don't want to make it seem like I'm an expert at love, because I'm not, but it's just like what I've learned, you know, from dating only one guy. But yeah, one thing that I feel like a lot of people don't understand, and it's because, you know, they don't really know me, is how like we're not married yet. And it's like we're both still young, and as y'all saw in our previous video, we are working towards, we're working right now. We're hustling and grinding, and you know, we're trying to do something for ourselves. And you know, going off and buying a house, like, that's just not in our plans right now, you know? And that's okay, because everyone has a different plan. Does that make sense? Yeah. Everybody's relationship is different. Everyone's goals are different. Everyone's priorities are different. But yeah, everything that I say on my TikToks is just like from my experience, and I'm not trying to force anyone to do anything. It's just more like a look at it this way type vibe, if that makes sense. But yeah, so what's one thing I like about Jarel? One thing I like about Jarel is that he is definitely different from other guys that I've met. Jarel has a, how do I say it? He's like self-driven. Like if he wants to do something, he's gonna go and get it done. The way that he believes in himself is amazing. Like whenever he told me about online money and everything, at first I was just kind of like what do you mean, like explain it to me. And he explained it to me, and I remember he asked me like, do you believe in me? And or like, you don't think I can do it, or like, what do you think? And I'm just like, no, it's not that I don't believe in you, it's just that it's just something that I've never heard of and I don't know much about it, but you know, like I believe you can do this, like whatever it is that you're saying, because I didn't fully understand it, what he was talking to me about with online money. But that is one thing that I admire about him, is that he has a lot of self-determination, and yes, self-determination, and yeah, I mean, he's the one that pushed me to do social media. And so yeah, and that's pretty much it. I just admire how much he believes in himself, and yeah, and just his way of thinking, it's just completely different compared to a lot of other people that I've met, and it's unique, and I admire that a lot. What's one thing that you like about me?
That you're super nice, and that you always like think about, like, it's good, but it's not good. Like you like.
I'm thinking about
you
others.
Put me first, yeah.
Like, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you put others first. Like they don't.
They tend to step over me, take advantage of me.
Yeah, and then you cry.
Yeah, and I do cry. That is one thing, is that I've learned when people are actually interested in what I have to say. I've learned, and I'm still learning, to read people. I'm getting a little bit better. Back then, I was way too nice. Like, I would let anybody tell me whatever they wanted to tell me, and I would just, like, let that break me. But now, because of Jarel, if I ever get negative comments, I'm just kind of like, I just laugh it off, or I'm just kind of like, okay, like, whatever.
Like, you're disciplined? Because I'm not, to be honest. And, like, I told you the other day that you make me want to, like, stick to my diet. But that's something that Liz is, like, super dedicated. So, like, when she's gonna, like, whenever you were in college and you were doing your when you started your diet, you were doing your diet, and before that you were just eating Chipotle or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could tell that you had gained a little bit of weight, and then you got locked in. You're doing TikTok, gym, diet, and college, and homework and all that, and lives.
I don't know how I did my TikTok lives. Okay, guys, so basically, to finish off this video, I think one thing about relationships is you have to have, like, y'all's priorities have to align with each other, because if they don't, then there's going to be issues later on. I feel like if you tend to ignore whatever you want, and you try to satisfy the other person, like, in that moment it's gonna feel right, but later on you're gonna be like, dude, like, I'm not happy because, like, that's not what I want to do. That, you know, like, my priorities are this, and he doesn't believe in me, or he or she doesn't believe in me, she doesn't see it, like, you know what I mean? So it's always good to make sure that your priorities are aligned, and yeah, and this doesn't have to be solely based on relationships. It could also be with friendships. You know, if you have goals and your friends don't have goals at all in life, like, to grow, to be better, then it's, you know, like, you make that decision, like, okay, is this friend gonna help me, like, be who I want to be, or are they just holding me back? Anyways, you guys, that was pretty much it for this video. I hope y'all got something out of it. If y'all have any questions, any comments, any suggestions on what other types of videos you would like to see, go ahead and put it in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and as always, take care. I've never said that, but take care, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye.